Today we're at the brand new skate park in Olds Park, Penshurst, which is basically a knockdown rebuild of the old existing park that used to be here. This skate park was designed by Convic and built by Revolution Action Sports Concepts and cost $4.2 million for the skate park and also the basketball courts here too. I'll talk a bit more about what the skate park used to look like and how old it was, but first let's get into the skate park tour because this place is insane. So the skate park basically runs in one big lane here, going in one direction with the big bowl section over there, all of these street obstacles all up through the park, and then there's a half pipe at that end. So I'll start the tour at the top of the bowl here and we'll work down to the half pipe. So right at the top here there's a quarter pipe that you can drop in on to get speed for the manual pad into the bank. There's a sick bowl here. On the other side there's little down rails. There's a quarter pipe with a wall ride. I don't want to get in these guys' faces, so I'm just going to film from here. Euro gap with rails on either side or a manual pad. I'll show you, it's not really a Euro gap, you have to ollie on top. If Mikey gets this right now, which he didn't. But then there's like heaps of little stuff here, like ride-ons off of the stairs, which is sick. And there's some more spots in the basketball court over there that I'll show you guys after. But let's move into the middle section. Yeah, so coming up here, it's not actually a Euro gap. You have to ollie above like that. Makes it a bit awkward, I would think. These rails look cool and fun, and there's a little gap down the side of it. That's the quarter pipe I was talking about. There's an A-frame section here, but the rail's kind of low for like hitting it out of the bank. That bank's gonna launch you way too high, and then the rail's a bit low. The ledge is higher on top, so that looks a bit more fun. There's a pole jam rainbow type of thing here in the middle, which also looks fun. Wall ride with like a bar in the middle that you have to wall ride over. I think I would much rather hit this rail from flat ground here and then try and like pop into the bank or something. But this looks so sick and fun and scary. But you can skate from quarter to quarter, but it's like a round bar on the middle, which looks super fun and scary. That middle feature where the boys are standing looks pretty sick too. So it's like pyramid hips on each side, but there's a ledge that you can board side or grind, and it even has the kink to go into the other side, which could be really fun to skate. There's this weird kind of ride-on wedge here, so it's like a wall ride on this side, or you can do a ride-on to drop in. Behind that is another pyramid bank to bank with a rainbow rail on top of it. So that's a better angle of the ride-on wedge wall ride type thing. And where I was just standing before is a sick bank to bank gap, but the dimensions are a bit off, so it's kind of like a hip, but with a gap in it. Now, there's some more crazy quarter pipes, but these two quarter pipes are not exactly aligned, if you can tell. That one's straight, but this one's on an angle. So it's like a kind of quarter pipe hip gap there, which is cool, which I won't be skating as well. And then the last thing from that is the open-ended half pipe over here, but the quarter pipes aren't aligned, so you can kind of have to skate it like a bowl. You can't just go back and forth. There's a hip there, and then another hip here, and that is the whole park. Hopefully I showed you that well, but there's a lot of people here and the angles are weird, so I didn't want to be getting in the way. But this is a skate park. Looks pretty sick, super unique. As for the spots outside of the skate park, this out rail is fully skatable. You can pop those caps out and hit that front side for me or back side, like an out rail to flat. On the other end of the half pipe here is a really sick gap to the basketball court. It's like actually pretty perfect. So there's plenty of run up. You can come through, you can skate this side on this side of the pole where it's flatter, like more of a straight run. Or you can curve through and skate over this impalement and the seat, which would look cooler for footage, but that is pretty dodgy. If you miss your pop, you're getting impaled on that. So yeah, much safer to come through and skate this side. Also, from the top of that, where the half pipe is, I've never seen this before ever in any skate park. It's a skateboard repair rack. So you whip your skateboard up here. Let me show you guys. I was so surprised to see this. Never seen these before, I didn't know they were a thing. Chuck your board up. You've got all your bolts that you need for Allen keys, axle nuts, kingpins. There's even, yeah, Allen keys, screwdrivers, like everything you need, which is pretty sick. They should have them at more skate parks because everyone's always looking for a tool. So that's the full skate park and a few skate spots in the basketball court below that. I'm hoping I can get a good session in today, but it is school holidays. It's pretty early now. It's like 9:30, 10 o'clock, and it's already this busy, so it's only gonna keep getting busier. Plus, 3 or 4 days ago, I fell onto a rail and like landed on my ribs, so I'm still in a lot of pain from that. And I'm scared to run into anyone in case like I make it any worse. But I've got a few people with me today, so if I can't really skate much, I'll just have to film them. But I'm still gonna try and get a trick on every obstacle, whether it's me or one of the boys. But I'm hoping I can skate because there's some really cool, fun and unique obstacles here that I've never seen before. So let's see how the park flows and if we can get some tricks here. What? Ooh. That session definitely didn't go how we planned it to today. It was so busy. Obviously, we knew that it was school holidays, so we just had to deal with that. But it ended up pouring down rain halfway through the session, and that's a brand new skate park, so the ground's so slick and you just can't get away with any water on the ground. So we hung out under the shelter, waited for the rain to stop. Once the rain did stop, we just skated flat ground in the basketball court because we wanted the skate park to fully dry before we got back on it. And the skate park ended up drying. We ended up getting back into the session, which was really fun, continued skating, and then all of a sudden it just poured down once again. This time it was like a massive storm that just swept through the skate park. The rain was dumping down so hard, it was so windy, it was like a full-on storm that came through. It was crazy. We had to grab all our stuff and just run off to the car, and we were just getting soaking wet. So not exactly how we planned the day to go, but the skating itself was really fun. This skate park is actually so sick. There's so many different variations of different rails, which you guys know I like rails, so I was having so much fun skating all that stuff. It was so fun and so unique. I've actually been to this park another 2 times since skating and filming this video. I'm actually a bit behind on editing and getting this video out, but I've skated there 3 times total, and I absolutely love that park. I will say that people I've skated there with have had trouble skating that park. It's definitely not for beginners because everything's so unique and kind of hard to skate, and the majority of the stuff there is rails and ledges. So someone like me that just skates rails and ledges, I had a lot of fun, but not everyone will be able to have fun and skate this park. Kieran Woolley was there one of the days that we skated there, and he explained the skate park as if it looks like a DIY skate park, which is so true. Everything is so unique. Nothing there is normal besides the bowl or the 2 little down rails. So it does feel like a DIY skate park. This location, like I said, was already a skate park if you want to call it that, but it was a big open court area, and then down the bottom there was these 2 giant metal ramps that used to be there. I don't know if people actually went there to skate those ramps. I only knew this area because of the skate spots that were there. First time seeing it, I remember, was in Let's Live in Chima Ferguson's part, where he did a line where he jumps down the first Euro gap and then he skates up the next one. So you can hit that in a line, or you can skate the big flat gap that's there too that he ollied. So I only know of people going there to skate those Euro gaps, or the benches that were there, or for beginners learning how to push and turn and kick turn and everything. So now I guess those people could still use the basketball courts that are down the bottom of the skate park to practice all that stuff, but the skate park itself now is not really beginner friendly, I wouldn't say. So the park is actually sick. It's designed well, Convict did well, Revolution did well. It's so unique. It's something that I've never seen before, which is so sick, and it's all the stuff that I like to skate, so I'm pretty biased. I like this park. And it's only 15 minutes away from the Miranda skate park that's just opened as well. So Convict, Revolutions, they designed and built these parks within 4 weeks of each other. They were open, and they're only 15 minutes away. So even if you don't think you'll like this Olds park because it's so unique and it's mostly rails and stuff, if you're going to check out the Miranda park, you might as well swing by and hit Olds park as well, because they're both so sick. So if you enjoyed this video, definitely check out the Miranda skate park video I did right here. That's one of the best and most fun skate parks that's in Sydney right now, and then they backed it up with this one at Penshurst at Olds Park. Let me know what you guys think of this brand new park. Is it too wacky? Is it too unique? Or do you guys love it just as much as I do? And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.